Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to turn in your acrylic shoe painting. Okay, some of the things that you need are obviously your painting, so that's helpful. You need your evaluation sheets. You're going to need a label and a pencil and a Sharpie marker. And then the other thing you'll need too is a roll of masking tape, which a lot of you guys already have masking tape at your tables. So, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out the label. Okay, and this is actually this is not my painting. This is a student's painting. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just kind of move this off to the side. I'm going to zoom into this so you guys can see this. You're going to need to use your Sharpie marker for this. We want it to look nice and neat. Go ahead and write your name there for artist. I'm going to write Mrs. Gower. You need to write your first and last name and make sure, as always, that you properly capitalize your name. Okay? Alright, the next part is media. Now, for some of you guys, you didn't just use acrylic paint on this. Some of you guys also use color pencil. So, if you use just strictly acrylic paint for your entire project, then you're just going to list acrylic paint down. But for a lot of you guys, you're going to have two things. So I'm going to show you guys how to write that down, and I'm going to go ahead and write down acrylic paint. So you guys can see how it's spelled. Acrylic is spelled A-C-R-Y-L-I-C, and then paint. And you do want to make sure you say paint because there's actually like acrylic ink. There's all different kinds of acrylic sort of material. And then I'm just going to use the and sign, and I'm going to write color pencils. And this is going to be a little bit of a squeeze, so I'm going to have to go a little bit outside of that, which is fine. So color pencils. I'm going to skip title, and I'm going to go straight to class. So by now you know you are in Drawing and Painting 1. Some of you guys will be in Drawing and Painting 2 next semester. So remember on the title that when you're listing your title, you need to make sure that you properly capitalize it. So if you can't come up with the title right now, that's fine. You can list it right before you turn it in. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my sister's shoe. So again, your title does not have to have the word shoe even in it. Just as long as it connects to the painting in some way, you're fine. But always make sure that it does have a connection with the title and the painting. But again, you don't have to have the word shoe in it. And you don't even have to have the word painting in it either. Okay? So there's the label. So what I'm going to do to attach this, because we have, I'm going to zoom back out on this, because we have our canvas boards, we're not going to be mounting this on black paper, and we're not going to be sticking this on the project. So what I'm going to have you guys do is take some tape. I need to find the end here. I'm going to take some tape, and you're just going to make a roll with the tape. So I've got the sticky side out, and I'm just going to take it and put the ends together like this. I'm going to put it on the back of my label like that. Okay? Back of the label. And then you're just going to put this somewhere on the back of your painting. Does not have to be in the middle, doesn't have to be at the top, just somewhere on the back, okay? Alright? So there's that part. And then you have your evaluation sheet that you guys are going to need to fill out. You want to make sure that you fill out with your name. The title that you put on the label should be placed right here with the class period. And then you guys are going to evaluate yourself in the student boxes for each one of these 5 different categories: proportion and composition, details, form and value, background and presentation. And then down here you're going to add up your points and come up with what you gave yourself. So I'll just pretend like I'm filling this out. Make sure that you also capitalize your title on the evaluation sheet. Put your class period on there. Ooh, I forgot class period on here too. Guys, I forgot class period on the label. Make sure you put period 6 on there, or whatever period it is. So put your class period down there at the bottom. Do not forget about that. So put your class period there. I'm not going to put one there because I'll confuse anybody who's watching the video. And then let's say, go ahead and grade yourself. So I gave myself that. Basically took off then 3 points. Add up your score down here at the bottom, and then multiply it by 2. That would be 94. Okay? Once you're done, what you guys are going to do, if your painting is still wet by the time you're ready to turn this in, then do me a favor, put your project on the drying rack and put your evaluation sheet under it. Okay? But if your painting is dry, completely dry, you can put your evaluation sheet right on top and you can hand it to me. And I will go ahead and put it in a stack of for myself to grade. Okay? So that's all you need to do to get it turned in. Oh, I did forget one other thing. One last thing. Almost clicked stuff. You need to sign it. Almost forgot that you need to sign it, okay? So, you guys are going to be signing your painting with the paint. I would strongly recommend that you use the small paintbrush and use a color that's really quiet. So what I mean by that is, let's say I had a white background, I don't want to sign my name in black because that's just going to grab too much attention. Okay, so I think this particular student did a really good job of picking what color they were going to use. Got a lot of cool colors here in this corner, so they just went ahead and stuck with a cool color. So, just a color that's kind of similar to whatever's here in your lower right hand corner, a little bit lighter, a little bit darker than what you have there. You can paint down your initials. If you have a long first or last name, I don't recommend trying to actually paint that on there. I think initials is a really good way to go because it's really small and doesn't take up a lot of room. But make sure it's small and quiet. That's going to go right there in the bottom right corner. So, I'm sorry, almost forgot about that. So that's the last thing you got to do. That's it.